So if you look at here, we have even income from house property. We have 5 sources of income, in which the second source is income from house property, where we try to understand what are the different methods of how we calculate the income from house property. If it is self-occupied, means the owner himself is living in his own house, what we will do and how do we calculate that income from house property. And if it is given for the let out purpose, then what is the tag, how we are going to attain the income from the let out house. And similarly, if you are having 4 buildings or 3 houses or three houses or 3 buildings, then if you are using for your own business, and if you are giving to your employee, and you are staying in your own house, one of the house, and the other house you are giving for the rent purpose, so how do you treat all these things, that we try to understand from the income from house property. Next we have is income, that is income from business and profession, where we talk about what is the means how a businessman perspective we calculate the income from business, and also the professional income from profession, like professionals like doctors, chartered accountants, advocates. How do they calculate, what is the income source, and how do they calculate for the tax purpose, that we try to understand from the topic income from business and profession. And if you look at your income from capital gains, we try to understand what is capital asset actually, what are the kinds of capital assets, transfer of capital assets, computation of capital gains, and cost inflation index, any incomes exempt from tax, and exempted capital gain under section 10. So these all we talk about the talk in the income from capital gains. Next we have is income from other sources, where we try to understand the concept that is from income from other sources, that is incomes chargeable, that is interest on securities. So here income from other sources means the income which will not fall under in the four of the heads, that is salary, house property, business or profession, and capital gain. The other rest is the income from other sources. This all we talk about in the unit 1, that is block 1 only. We will cover total how we the different sources of income. Next is block 2, that is assessment 1, that is aggregation of income, set off of carry and forward losses, and computation of total income. We'll try to understand. Means, for example, if an individual is earning all the sources, like he's having he's a salaried employee, so he'll receive salary, and also he has 2 or 3 houses, so he'll receive income from house property. And the next one is, if he's also having any business, or if he's doing any, and also he's a professional, then he get the income from that sources also. Apart from this, if he's having any capital gains like land, he's having plot, he's having, or jewelry he's having, or any securities he has purchased, so that comes under income from capital gains. Next is, apart from this, if he's having any other sources also. So if all the 5 sources are there, how to calculate, how to aggregate this total income. Aggregate means how to bring this all 5 incomes together and make what is this total income. That is aggregation of income. And suppose if is getting some loss in business, how to set off that loss, or how to carry forward that loss, that will be calculated and found in the unit 8. And if you look at it, unit 9, where we talk about computation of total income, means we'll try to calculate gross total income, and from that we try to calculate rebates, and the calculate the rebates, how it is done. Next is block 3, that we talk about assessment 2, we call it as. Here we do the assessment of Hindu undivided family, and assessment of firms and association of persons, assessment of companies, that is block 3, and block 4, assessment procedure, where we talk about return of income and assessment procedure, advance payment of tax and deduction of tax at source, and recovery of tax and penalties. So this we talk about block 4. And if you look at the block 5, which is totally indirect tax, we talk about GST, that is Goods and Services Activities. So under this, we have introduction to indirect taxes, GST as an overview, Implication of GST, we have central goods and services tax and registration under GST Act, determination of value of supply, input tax direct, tax voice, credit and debit notes, accounts and records, returns under GST, repayment of tax and payment of tax, refund under GST, assessment and audit, advanced ruling, appeals and revision. So this all is about GST. How do we calculate? How do we determine the value of supply and how input tax credit is done? How central goods and services taxes rules are taken into consideration and registration under GST Act, implication of GST. So this is the total syllabus of taxation which we are going to study in these days, which is allowed to us. So first we'll try to understand the block one. And if you look at here, to give a brief of this syllabus, mostly we will have, block one and block two comes about the problems where you need to calculate. And block three and block four most probably will be mostly theory and less percentage of practical problems. And block 5, mostly maximum 90% will be theoretical part. So our concentration will be mostly on the practical orientation, and theoretical will also be covered during this number of classes allowed to us. So if you look at here, the first topic, which is talking about the basic concepts. Here we are talking what is meaning and features of income. So whatever the source or the income, whatever we are earning and we are getting that we are getting under the basic, that we consider under income means whatever we are. Normally, as a common lay person or a common layman, I think that why should I pay the tax to the government? Because it's my hard earned money which I have earned. As a common layperson, we think, why should I pay tax to the government? Because it's my own money. Only the main thing for this is to have regional balance. To have regional balance, the tax we pay. Why? Because what are the tax we are paying? The government is providing free of studies, free health. That is government schools, government hospitals, the roads, the transportation, and all the facilities provided by the government, like at less rate of products like rice, it is provided by the government. Yes, there are n number of services that are provided by the government. So from where do they get this all amount? Only to the tax collected from the public. So that is a reason to have development in all the areas equally. The tax is collected. Next we have is SSC. SSC means the person who pays the tax. The person who is paying the tax is called SSC. Then who is person? Because I am telling that SSC is nothing but the person who pays the tax. Now, who is the person here? So, as per Income Tax Act Section 2, person means an individual, association of person, body of individuals, HUF, that is Hindu Undivided Family, cooperative societies, company form of business, or any artificial judicial person. So these all are termed as person. These all are considered as person. Now, what is assessment year? I said assessee means the person who pays the tax. We call it as assessee. Then what is assessment year? The year in which the tax is paid. The year in which the tax is paid, that year is called assessment year. The year in which the tax is paid is called assessment year. Then what is previous year? The year in which the income is earned. So previous year is different, assessment year would be different. So presently our assessment year is 2024 and 25. And our previous year is 23 and 24. So whatever income earned in 23 and 24 will be paid tax in 24 and 25. So whatever the to last 12 months income is earned that month, that year, we call it as previous year. And whatever the income that we earned in the last 12 months, that we pay tax now, that is called assessment year. Next, permanent account number. So permanent account number is a 16-digit number, unique identification number given by the income tax department to identify the individual or to trace the individual who is paying the tax. And also the PAN card or PAN number is important. If anyone is taking or if anyone is if anyone wants to withdraw the amount more than 50,000 or till 50,000, that falls under income from salary. Sorry, that is your permanent PAN card is used for that purpose only. So if you look here, permanent account number, this number is used for the purpose of drawing any amount from the bank uh, till for 50,000 and more. And any transactions, if you are making more than 50,000, you need to present your PAN card number. And the next topic is agricultural income. The next topic is agricultural income. The agriculture income, if you look at here, 80% of Indians are dependent on agriculture income, but still no one pays tax. Yes or not? Because many of the people who are dependent on agriculture do not pay any tax. Whether you earn crores, lakhs of rupees or zero, or if you are into debts also, they know they'll not pay tax. Can you think on these lines? Can you think on these lines why we are not paying any tax on the agriculture income? Because there is a rule that as per Income Tax Act, there is no tax on agriculture income. There is no tax on agricultural income. If you look at the person who is having 1 acre of land and the person who is having 10 acres of land, both are earning income on agriculture. But there is a lot of differentiation between the person who is earning on 1 acre and the person who is earning on 10 acres. There is a lot of difference. Yes, but still they are not paying any tax on this agricultural income. Why? Because as per section 10, there is no tax on agricultural income until you have an agricultural income of more than 5,000. If you are earning an income more than 5,000, and also you are having any non-agricultural income. You only just tell me any person who is having an agricultural land of 10 acres, don't he earn an income of 5,000 yearly? He will surely will earn. He will earn in lakhs of rupees, maybe in crores also sometimes. Depends upon the farming or the agricultural produce is producing. But still is not paying any tax on that because there is no non-agricultural income.